get some music going. See, it's working. Been a while since I signed up. Showing up. There we go. Kind of, sorta. Not really. Is to work. It's not. Sick. I may have to restart OBS here. Hold on. I'm gonna restart OBS really quick. Oop. Alright. Let's see if it actually picks it up this time. Boom, there we go. Seems I started OBS before I connected my tablet, so alright, we'll get started. Hey everyone, NPC Scientist Haruka Itsumi here. Haruka Itsumi desu. Yoroshiku, konnichiwa. How's everyone doing? It's been a while since we did an art stream. Yeah, I'm trying to start this up again. It's gonna be a little bit tough for the next couple of weeks, mainly because Ryza 2 is supposed to come out next week. So even if I wanted to do an art stream next week, I can't. It's just going to be that much tougher because of Ryza 2 coming out next week, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see, let me get my reference here. Sure, this actually. Okay. So, what are we doing today? Well, as the title suggests, I am trying to redraw some old OCs, some old original characters. Why? Practice, mainly practice. Also, it's an excuse for me to see if I can improve on a design I had before. Also, maybe talk some stuff about why this is a thing. All right, does this work now? Yes. Okay, so where do I start with this? Okay, well, a couple reasons why we're doing this, other than what I mentioned already. I mentioned at the start of the year, I think I mentioned this at the start of the year. I don't know if I actually did or not. That I'm actually starting to attempt to make a game this year. What kind of a game it is, I have no idea. Is it going to be a visual novel? Is it going to be an RPG? I would like it to be an RPG. But if I'm either one, though, I still need to figure out what it's going to be about. And I want to finish it by the end of the year. So I figured, why not start a game with some original characters you have before. Even though if I started fresh, I think I have an idea what I want to do. It's just, I don't know, time, motivation. A little hard to find these days. So what better way to start at this than actually forcing myself to do this on stream? maybe not the best idea, but it's motivation nonetheless. It's like some tea to relax me. It's been cold recently. So I have some herbal tea with lavender and chamomile. Should help relax me a bit. But yeah, I don't know if these characters are going to be shown again in a game, but it's a start for ideas. So that's what we're going to go with. Alright, so who are these characters? As some people might know, I am not great with coming up with designs. I take my inspirations from real life. As such, these characters are based on people I know of. So yes, they are based on real life characters, real life people. And why is this pen not working? Let's restart CSP. Try this again. There we go. It's better. Let's see. Should start with a really simple pose. I don't know how long this stream is going to be, but it's going to be fairly short. Fairly short. Let's gotta start sketch here. Just so you know, I do have a pose reference on another screen, so that's what I'm looking at right now, trying to figure out which one I want to do. I could just do a full front, like a bust, like you see it in the reference below. But if I do that, I feel like I'm just going to be redrawing the same thing over again. So I need to challenge myself a little bit. Maybe it's this. Let's see. And then like that. I guess the hips are here somewhere. I don't know if I'm going to do legs, but at the very least, size. Just want to get this much done. See how far we get with one drawing, and then if I can do another one, we'll do it. All right. So a little story time with these characters once we get started. Alright, so long time ago, right after college, I was working at a pharmacy in town. It's a hospital pharmacy, so it's a little bit different than what you would typically see. I'm doing this right. It's a bit different than what you would see outside. Let's get this face first. Don't know if I'm doing this right. Oh well, happy what be. see how bad this is gonna turn out. And it's probably my first job right after college. So not sure if I mentioned this before. I may have not. Don't quite remember. We'll mention it here. Just so we have a little bit of background. Let's see. Maybe I should do the outline first. But yeah, just so I mention it, so we have some background. It's terrible already. I'm so out of practice. Not even funny. Let's see. Oh, it would be somewhere. The butt logo of the laptop. Hey, Proven. How's it going? Welcome to the stream. What butt logo on the laptop are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. But anyway, basically I was trying to... So as I was saying earlier, basically right after college, I started working... I can't draw. I can't draw. I'm practicing drawing right now, so no, I cannot. I cannot. This is just me practicing how to draw. Well, we'll see about that. But right now I am trying to redraw some original characters, but we'll see. I need references. I am terrible at drawing, first and foremost. But this is just a way for me to push myself to actually try to get some practice in. Maybe off stream. Maybe off stream I'll try to do that, but not on stream. I don't want to get in trouble with some people here. Yeah, anyway, how's it going? But let's see. So, as I mentioned earlier, I've been wanting to try to make a game this year with, I don't know. It's just something I want to try to finish for the year. And I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna do. I want to try to do maybe a visual novel, maybe an RPG. Not exactly sure, but gotta start somewhere. So I'm thinking maybe why not use some original characters you have lying around. And I figure why not use these people. So anyone that knows me, that probably already know that I cannot come up with characters off the top of my head. Usually they are based on people I already know. And same goes for these. Hollow Knife stream is live? Oh, let me double check on that. Thank you for letting me know. That's not supposed to be up. That is not supposed to be up. Yeah. Thank you, Nathan, for letting me know. This is the trouble of actually not changing your stream keys before stream and messing things up. Yeah, Hollow Knight's not today. Hollow Knight's going to be on Friday. So if you're here for Hollow Knight, please look forward to that. That'll actually be a little bit better than my drawing stream right now. It means you're an idiot. It means you're an idiot, Prubin. It means you're an idiot. That's probably why she left you. Let's see, what am I doing here? Anyway. But yeah, so the characters I'm working on right now, original characters, right? And they're based off some people I used to work with. Because I'm not great at coming up with original characters. Speaking of which, probably should use a different reference. I'll keep this reference up, but for myself, I need to find something else. Because it's really hard for me to get perspective unless I'm looking at something that I can look at. Are you allowed to slap here? Please keep the slapping to a minimum. Please keep the slapping to a minute. What am I? All the pictures I have. What? Let's see. Maybe I'll use a different reference. Okay. How about no slapping period? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but let's not do that. Okay. You can probably use this as a reference. It's a better reference for what we're doing. Okay. Alright, let's start this over. At least the head part. Okay. Let's do this. Shrink this on my side. And so yeah, right outside of right after college I started to work at a pharmacy. I wanted to be like a pharmacist, so I figured I'd try to work at a pharmacy first to see if it's something I wanted to do. So I did that, and I don't know. I feel like it was not the best job in the world to start off with, or at least it didn't give me a good impression of what a pharmacy could be. I'm gonna use a different pen. I don't like this one. There we go. This should be a little bit better, at least for this. There we go. really should get these angle stuff a little bit down a little bit better before I actually start doing it. Well, that's what practice is about. Hey Doc, welcome to the stream. I'm just so I was trying to tell a story about who these original characters are based off of. So let me just start over because I lost my train of thought. And mainly, so okay, let's start over with a story. Let's start with a story. Because let's be honest, I cannot draw with crap. But I can at least tell you where we're coming from. Or at least I hope so. How's this hair go? I know I'm doing this these steps wrong. Like I should be drawing like general shapes, but I keep doing details along the way. It's probably not the best thing in the world to do. But anyway, so story where we're as far as where we're going with this. I'll just sketch this part out and then I'll do the details later. So right after college, I started working in a hospital pharmacy. Right. I wanted to see if I wanted to become a. Well, at first I wanted to become a pharmacist. That's why I started working in the hospital pharmacy. Could have been a normal retail pharmacy, but I figured that was not as exciting. And I have to deal with people. Of course, I did not want to deal with people. So hospital pharmacy was probably the next best thing. And basically what you do in the hospital pharmacy, instead of dispensing the medications like you would in a normal pharmacy that you would see, you do a lot more IVs and mixing those IVs and stuff like that. It was very, very tough work, not just the IV stuff, but also having to answer phone calls from nurses, which, let's be honest, it can be worse than actual patients. Just because they're asking, hey, where's my stuff? I need this med for this patient. And we just sent in the order, but we haven't processed your order yet. Like, what the heck? So a bunch of that kind of thing. So 1, 2. Well, the nurses can be harder than the customers for a very good reason. They are taking care of people. But sometimes the medications they're asking for aren't always urgent. So it's like we can only do so much in a pharmacy to get it to the nurses. And plus, just because you sent an order doesn't mean we got it right away. Even if we did get it right away, the pharmacists still have to, well, at least the way it worked in our pharmacy was all the pharmacists really do is order entry and making sure that the prescription is filled right. All the heavy work is done by the pharmacy tech, which what I was at the time. And I did that for a couple of years. It was the most grueling 2 years that I've ever done. But it has taught me a lot. as far as work ethics. There we go. Work ethics and managing my time and pacing myself. I already had a decent work ethic before then, but actually doing it outside of school, it's a different story. I think that's a decent base. Whether or not it's actually something I can use, that's a different story. Even I can't do figure, it seems. Let's do one more figure drawing just so I have something else to work on. And then, oh wow. Yeah, this is kind of the reason why I haven't streamed drawing in a while. My confidence in my drawing has plummeted ever since I stopped using other people's PNGs as reference. So right now it's just basically me forcing myself to practice and getting some practice in, because recently it's been a lot harder, especially with the weather being cold and seasonal depression coming in and all that stuff. I feel like I am slightly affected by seasonal depression. I think a lot of people are, especially now. Not just because of the weather itself, but also because of, let's face it, the pandemic is still going on. So that's another part of it. And haven't seen any other people outside of people from work. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, back to the story. So I did work a couple years at a hospital pharmacy, and to pass the time and to keep myself from going crazy, I did use some people as drawing references while in my time over there. And a lot of my original characters are based on the people I used to work with. Plain and simply, that's just how it was. Now it's been ages since that's happened. So, and they probably have, well, they don't look exactly the same as the real people, but a lot of the features are the same. But even if the people themselves saw it, I don't think they'd recognize it as them. So I think I'm pretty safe doing this right now. For all intents and purposes. Let's use a different angle for that. Let's see if I can find a different reference for my end to work with. Angles are difficult to draw. At least I've found. It could be I also suck, but that's a different story. That's a different story. Let's see. using this one. Well, okay, I can probably use this one. So this person in particular, let's hide that. I don't need this anymore. This person in particular is you might see some similarities to my design right now, and that's because this character is actually the base for my design. You can say that is the original Ruka. And the original Ruka just happens to be a girl. That's just how it was. I didn't expect the transformation to a guy, so more so to say, but it's not a bad transformation. It just ended up that way. Let's just say it just ended up that way. The intentional part is probably deciding I wanted to use this for myself, but this was a character I used for like business cards when I was introducing myself to anime people and stuff like that. And one of them decided they wanted to draw the character in a manga. Just a very small section, but nonetheless it's a manga, not publicly sold, but it's still a thing. And that's kind of how it stuck. And that's how it started. And if you try to look for it hard enough, you just might find it. But I'm not telling you how, I'm telling you who. That is up to you to find for yourself, if you were so inclined. How's this hair go? Well, it's not going to be exact. This is just a sketch, and at the very least, I don't think I'm going to color this. It's going to be sketched out. And I can also do a little haircut change, a hairstyle change. I don't think that's a bad thing. A hairstyle update, it's not a bad thing. So yeah, this is the basis for my design, and yeah, it just kind of ended up that way, funny enough. But the original character is actually based on a resident that used to work with us. I say used to because they're probably a full-fledged pharmacist by now. I would hope. Well, if you're a resident, if you're a resident, you're technically a full-fledged pharmacist already. You just don't have the hours put in for whatever. Let's see. This way? The head always gives me trouble. I don't know why, but it always gives me trouble whenever I try to draw it. It's like which way does the dome? How does the dome work? How does the head work? Where does the hair go? How far up does the hair go? How far up should the hair poof? And so, if I was trying to do a scuff drawing, I probably wouldn't care as much, but I at least want to make this halfway decent. It's a little bit decent. But yeah, this is based on a resident that used to work with us. That I used to work with, I guess would be more accurate. Let's see. Now, originally this character had a ponytail, and there's actually a ponytail. Should be a ponytail on the back, but probably just make it like bob length here for now, or maybe just somewhat jagged. For the most part, most of the people I worked with were pretty good. There's probably only one that was kind of rough around the edges, but for the most part, she didn't give the text any grief. Thankful for that. As far as the names of these people, well, the names of these characters, they were just based off, again, the people I knew, so if you can, but it's not their actual names. Don't want to make it too similar, but at least in my mind, I know who these people are. Oh, wait, keep that line. Actually, how do necks work? Neck is probably this way. No, that's too thin. It's for an angle, that's probably fine. Gonna need a lot more practice, for sure. Let's see. So this is right there. The shoulders, collar. Now this person's flat AF. Well, I wouldn't say flat AF, but fairly small. Fairly small. So probably no visible bust once I finally get to actually drawing that part. But let's see, maybe I should change this up a little bit. Oh wait, did the music stop? Yes, YouTube. We want to keep going. Don't stop. Okay, just had to make sure everything's good. Hey Basil, welcome to the stream. How's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. It seems like you got your color back. Last time I saw you, you were all blue still. Let's see, maybe I should actually change. Should change this color. Maybe for a half hour? That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I'm just glad you dropped by. That's good enough for me. Well, I guess while you're here, if you have any questions for me regarding the Amori stuff, unless you've seen the archive for the last Amori stream. Well, okay, so this person never actually wore a suit like this, but I'd like the suit look on girls, or at least the collared look on girls. So that's kind of where this came from. But it's definitely nothing she wore back in the day, ever. Which ones in particular? Which ones in particular talking about? I have gotten the true ending route. I'm gonna give the game a rest for a bit before I go the other route. Yes, I got the true ending. And I gotta say, that was a very surprising story. Not something I expected, for sure. I cut up Mevo. It was too tempting not to, so I did. Mevo's fine though. Mevo's fine otherwise. Oh, wow. I'm already looking at this and saying to myself, wow. My old drawing is a whole lot better than what I'm doing right now. I need so much more practice, so much more practice. Yeah, you know, in hindsight, I think like the true ending is probably the easiest to get. Unless you were a complete chicken, and then the other ending is a lot easier. I don't know. But I'm probably gonna stream the other route at some point. Really? I mean, I feel like, are people just way too... for a lack of a better word, since I can't think of it. Baby scared, I don't know. About the game? Because that's what it feels like to me sometimes. It's like I have watched other streams. I don't say anything in them. And I don't know if it's for... I don't know if it's for viewer purposes or that's really how they feel. That's probably way too big. Actually, let's take the tie out for this one. No tie for this one. Yeah, it's gonna be a long time before I can draw sexy. It's gonna be a long time before I can draw sexy. I mean, I suppose it kind of makes sense, but at the same time, if all they knew was FPS, maybe I can kind of see that. Let's see, how does this shirt work? Let's see. How does shirts work? Fighting games? Well, same concept, right? Same concept. There's not really much story choices in those. So it's not like it's, I don't think it's like the hardest thing in the world to shift, but if you're just not used to it, I guess the way you think is a little bit different. It's kind of like if you've never played a game before, how would a non-gamer play a game? I think there's actually a YouTube video about that someone did, where their spouse wasn't a gamer, and the guy basically gave them a bunch of games to try to see what their impression of it was, and it turned out it didn't. I'm not sure about Portal, but they were given a bunch of different games. I don't remember who it was, so even if I wanted to name drop them, I can't because I don't remember who it was. All I know of it was someone's wife who never played a game before, and the guy gave them a bunch of games to try. And basically the wife who was playing the games was confused how to go about things and didn't seem to find the games fun at all, which, you know, if you take it for granted, you play games all your life, or at least as long as you can remember, and there are just some things that are more intuitive for you personally compared to non-gamers, right? I mean, am I wrong though? Like, as people that play games regularly, there are some things that we understand are staple mechanics that you don't think about. It's just staple mechanics that you don't think about, but for someone who's never played them before, it's odd. It's like, why does it work that way? Why does lightning beat earth? It doesn't make sense, and to be frank, it doesn't make sense. I think it would be the other way around typically, but still, it does not make sense. And a bunch of stuff like that. Just to summarize a non-gamer's experience, first things like getting into games. And I lost my train of thought and don't quite know where I was going with that. Okay, let me see if I can actually give her a little bit of curves here. She may be flat, but she still has some curves, I hope. So I kind of looked up I didn't look up the endings, but I looked up on how to get the other routes, and it's like it's just that thing where I do, if I beat the game once, I feel like I should be able to look some stuff up, at least to try to get an idea what to do. I don't know what the ending is. I just know how to get the other route. I just don't know what the ending is. I don't know if that makes sense though. And in context, it makes sense. It makes sense for the other route to get to the other route the way it the way you would think. I think this shirt needs to be a bit longer. So I actually have a weird concept with this character where they wore a skirt, but they also wore pants under the skirt. And apparently I'm not the first one who thought about it, or maybe I did but never published it, because Anna in Valhalla does the same thing. So pants under skirt, yeah. I realize Anna and Valhalla did the same thing, but I can show I do have that concept here. Pants. Let me see. Let me grab the reference for that. Hold on. Let me grab the reference for that. Because I did draw it. So it's not like I'm making it up. Let's see, where is it? I have it here somewhere. Okay. It's a little bit difficult to see. But yeah. There. Pants under the skirt. It's just something silly I came up with before, but apparently it's a thing now, at least in Valhalla, and I don't know anyone else that does it. So at the very least, it's only 2 designs use it. But basically this at least for this character, they don't like feeling the breeze underneath the skirt, but they still like skirts. So they wear pants under the skirts, and they don't, and pantyhose is probably, and like leggings, pantyhose, thigh highs. It's kind of like the same. It's kind of falls into the same category of still feel the breeze, not a little bit too exposed. So pants. So let me see if I can actually make this shirt a bit longer. Maybe this is long enough. Hold on. And then the skirt. And me, I just like pleated skirts, so it's a pleated skirt because of that. One of these days, I'm gonna draw a lot better than this, but we gotta get there first. Okay, what's the story about, Basil? What's the story about? I could use some. I might be interested in hearing it. Let's see. Arms. Well, I guess the arm would be something like this. 1, 2. There we go. We'll do it like this. Man, if I get at least one drawing done today, decently, I'll be happy. I'll be happy about that. Okay. 10 years, alright. 10 years after that ending. And of course, you hide the hands behind the body to get away from actually drawing, drawing the darn thing, drawing the hands to avoid actually drawing hands. Not good practice, but it is a trick. Definitely a trick. Let's see. One. Seems like a little bit too low. The elbow looks a little too low. Is that a fan fiction? Is this a fan fiction, by the way? Okay, all right. It sounds interesting at the very least. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Omocat was going to try to make an Omori too. I wouldn't be surprised if she did that. I feel like Omocat is she. I don't know. I feel like that might happen. Because well, okay, I shouldn't spoil the ending. But at least after the events of the true ending, it leaves some things open. I feel like. More 27/7. Well, Omori was already some people's cyberpunk. In that same sense. I mean, I'm just saying that Omori was already some people's cyberpunk, but who knows? At least it's picking up a little. At least it's getting a little bit more attention. I feel like, because I think before it used to be just people who were interested in Omocat, and somehow, after streamers started streaming it, then it got a little bit. It got at least some other people's attention who weren't normally into that. Yes, I have heard of that name. I have heard of that name. Okay. I guess she's streaming it also. Let's see. Okay. What's this layer inside? Let's see. How am I gonna do this? Probably should change. Nah. Oh, this is a sketch. Looking back at my drawings from, this is 8 years, almost 9 years ago. This reference drawing that I have right on the bottom is from almost 9 years ago, and I feel like my artistic abilities have gone way down since that time. At least it's a bit different now. Hopefully I can bring myself to practice. Though it's been, like I said, it's been difficult with the weather and the seasonal depression and that stuff like that. She just discovered it today. Okay, so I guess she might start streaming it. Now whether people are gonna buy it after that, I don't know. I feel like it's still very I still feel like it's a very niche title, all things considered. That and no one expects much from an RPG maker game. Let's be honest. Well, at the very least, at the very least, well, I say it's a niche game, right? I say it's a niche game, and there's some people. I've seen mostly VTubers stream it, and a couple of non-VTubers, but mostly VTubers what I've seen stream it. At least Hanamakia has gotten most of. At least I think Hanamakia has a decent amount of people that she showed it to, so it's not a bad deal. The only issue there is after watching the first few hours of the game, some people decided not to watch the rest of it because it's like a little bit too heavy subject-wise for them. And I don't blame them. It is pretty heavy. And some people stopped watching because they wanted to play the game themselves and not be spoiled by the stream. Also, very understandable. Well, thank you. I'm still trying to improve, by the way. I'm still trying to improve. I haven't drawn much since last month. It's just been very hard. And working a full-time job as well as trying to balance all my other interests and streaming, it's difficult. So, and I'm not a artist. I never considered myself an artist, but I do like to draw once in a while. Okay, so that's what's pleated. Well, what does a schoolgirl skirt look like? Because for whatever reason, schoolgirl skirts. This is this character in particular likes using those kinds of skirts. Maybe because they're a weeb like I am. That's probably why. No, other than that, it's because I just like pleated skirts. I just like pleated skirts. Can you blame me? Pleated skirts are nice. I like pleated skirts. Thing is, I draw a lot better if I have references. I feel like a lot of artists are like that to begin with, but me more so. I can't deal with angles unless I see what it looks like from that angle. And so it's mainly a bunch of photographs, other drawings, maybe some it probably doesn't bend like that. Maybe other drawings and art books. I really need to practice more, because you're never gonna get better if you don't practice. So here's my forced practice for the day, which I'm streaming. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be doing this right now. I'd probably be doing ERBS. And I've been trying to get back into that. I've actually played. I was playing ERBS pretty regularly for the first month or two since the game came out. And just kind of fallen off because it takes time to clear all those dailies. Omori plushies. I don't see why not. I don't see why not. They could definitely do it. If they really wanted to, they could do it. And I would buy them because I like plushies. I don't do figurines so much. I like plushies. Like I literally have, okay, I don't have that many plushies because I don't see them very often, but I have um the green Hakutaku plushie for Kane from the Toho series, the blue one and the green one, so both versions. I have a Cube plushie, and I have a Jill from Valhalla. Those are my plushies. I don't. I know there was a Dana that was available from Valhalla, but I wasn't quite interested in that, so I just got Jill. Sorry, Dana fans. I like Jill better. But yeah. But if I actually had the space and interest for other plushies, I would get them. Omori would be one of the ones I would get it for. Yeah, I think if you just get plushies of the main characters, I think that would be good. It doesn't have to be. I mean the plushies would just have to look like good quality plushies, because there are some bad quality plushies that I would never go for, regardless on how much I like the series. Let's see, let me actually fix this hair up a bit. Yes, I can imagine. And after beating the game, I am sorry I ever sussed. But you have to admit, he was pretty sus when you first met him, or at least when you first met him for real. So it's like, this is fine. Well, I'm trying not to say spoilers, but Basil. Let's see, I know I have a tie here, but I kind of want to put a ribbon instead. I had two characters up in the thumbnail, but I'm probably only going to be able to do one today. I'm probably only going to be able to do one drawing today. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Button. Button work. Okay, so there are buttons that like clasp underneath, so it doesn't actually show on top. I see. Well, let me try that then. Alright. Well, thank you for dropping by, Basil. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll see you around. Alright, so back to the story. Where was I with that one? So yeah, this particular person was based off a resident pharmacist that we had. It was a while back. And I don't know. There was just something about that person that I liked to draw them. I mean, they didn't have a very strong personality, nor were they like the best looking. I'll be honest, they were not really the best looking, but still there was something about them that inclined me to draw them. Not quite sure what it was. Let's see. Guess I'll use this design. And let's get rid of this underlayer here. There we go. So somewhat pleated shirt. I'm not gonna draw all the creases just because I'm not quite sure how that works, to be honest. Then we have a somewhat loose ribbon. Probably should use a thinner lines on these. Let's see. Alright, let's try this again. Oh, it's too much. But yeah, I don't know what possessed me to draw this person, or at least use them as as material for OC. I don't know. It's just kind of one of those things where you get bored enough when you look at people and figure, hey, they might look good as a character. Why not? Why don't we draw them? That's basically my thoughts about it. And so that's kind of how this started. I don't know where they are now. I don't keep track with them. But without that person, there would not be a me. Because this is who I based it off of. At least my character would. No? Let's see. Fairly relaxed compared to what we have over here. I feel like I still did better before, but if I actually focused a bit, I might be able to do better now. Let me move this up here. There we go. See, what am I gonna do about eyes? Let's do the eyes first before we browse. See, I think the eyes I had before were fairly neutral. If I had to remake her, a little bit of a Surune is what I'm thinking. Well, she's not the seductive type of person. She's a dork. She is all in out a dork. But like the awkward kind of dork that you is what I'm thinking. What kind of eyes would be better for this? Yeah, I'm not getting any good examples here. But it's definitely not like sharp. just enough to let you know it's there. Let's see. Well, I guess use like real eyes for this. Oh well, let's use this one for now. Maybe a somewhat bored looking look. Probably be okay. The one I have originally, I think, is more of a incredulous, I suppose. I don't know. Not incredulous, but it's like, what the heck are you doing? Kind of smile. Let's see. Not sure how this other eye is supposed to work. Let's see if this actually. Let's reset this. So I need to adjust this a little. Technology would not be able to do this with pen and paper. Technology. Let's see, let's make the eyebrows pretty thick. Actually, not eyelashes. There's actually eyelashes over here. Fairly thick eyelashes on the top. And well defined at the bottom. And eyebrows. Just use a simple nose for now. Clip Studio is nice, but apparently not every computer can handle it for whatever reason. I know I had an issue with CSP before I upgraded my tablet, because before I was using a really outdated Graphire tablet, and that did not want to work at all, not to mention drivers on Windows 10. So it just didn't work, period. But the tablet upgrade actually helps. I still would prefer to draw on with paper and pencil whenever I can, but that would also mean having to scan things, and I don't have a scanner. At least I don't have a printer anymore that can, or a printer that would allow me to scan. I don't have that anymore. So it's like, may as well just upgrade the tablet and do it that way. It's not a very heavy program though. There's a lot going on with it, but I don't think it's a very heavy program to begin with. But I understand why it would take a lot. I do understand that it can take a lot of resources depending on what you're doing, at least more than Photoshop, it seems. But for what you can do with it, it's pretty darn good. So I got no complaints in that department. It's just actually getting used to it, I feel like. Okay. And of course, I don't know how eyes work or eye highlights. I assume that highlights are based on where the lighting is, but it's just difficult. Makoto meme. What Makoto meme are you talking about? What Makoto meme? Because you know, after this drawing, if we have time, we might just say F it and draw like a meme drawing, just so we have something to show for. I think I'd rather do chalk for this one. So, photo crop meme when Twitter. Oh, that one, yeah, that one. You know, if you have Photoshop, or there's actually like a free online Photoshop. If you just wanted to do that, you could do it much easier in Photoshop than CSP. CSP is not meant for that kind of editing. You definitely can, but it's not meant for it. It's definitely not meant for it. Let's see. Oh geez, how does this work? Fair enough, that's fair. The longer I look at this... geez. Is this really what the 2021 version looks like? Well, it's at least a concept design. A different concept design from the original. But if you had to pick which one was the more recent version, I would think you would think it was the reference at the bottom left rather than what I just drew. That just goes to show how bad my understanding of anatomy is in general. But I needed a way to force myself to draw again, so this is it. This is it. Also, partly the reason why I haven't done any art streams since Christmas, basically, is I wanted to practice on my own, but I haven't been able to. I have tried to draw randomly here and there. It just has gotten worse and worse, though. So I thought by forcing myself to do it on stream, I would actually be able to get some practice in, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe this is not the best approach. Probably not the best approach. I should probably just practice by myself as I intended to do. But this is what we got for now. This is what we got for now. Color palette. I don't actually know what her color palette is. That's the funny thing. I don't know what her color palette is. All I know is she's got dark hair. That much I know. She's got dark hair. But what that dark hair looks like is a mystery even to me. We can probably try to do a bit of coloring just so we have something to look at. Let me use a different thing. So my colors are black, and it's a little hard to see, but my eyes are purple. My eyes are purple. But for her, I think I would like her to be a redhead. Now, she's probably pretty demure for a redhead. I'm not sure if that's the right word. But she's fairly quiet for a redhead. Also, probably fairly... Well, I wouldn't say docile. She's fairly quiet for a redhead. Oh, I'm sorry, you're a redhead, Doc. Well, the thing is, here's the thing. Redheads typically, at least stereotypically, are... Redheads are stereotypically, rowdy, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. They're stereotypically rowdy and a little bit hot-headed, or at least passionate about something. Fiery redhead, I think, is the trope. But for her, not only does she have red hair, but she probably has like some purple stripes on her bangs somewhere. That's what I imagine. That's what I imagine. Now, she's not particularly goth-ish, but she does seem to like dark colors. So the black ribbon, the gray skirt. So she does have other colored skirts if she wants to, and the shirt's white. Shirt's white. The butt of all jokes. I'm not familiar with that one, though. I think I may have heard it before, but I'm not familiar with it. I think the only other redhead I've seen in real life, never met, but seen in real life, is Rachel from Rachel and June. She's the only other redhead I know, and she's a fairly strong-willed, so she kind of fits that trope in a way. But yeah, I have notes. I have notes for this particular character. So my notes on this particular character is she doesn't show emotion much, but she shows her emotions through her hairstyle. So if she wears it as a ponytail, it's like she's basically saying she's taking it easy today. Hey Sir Cyan, welcome to the stream, and good morning to you. If she, well, I guess tied hair and ponytail is kind of similar, right? But if she's just slacking, if it's just like a tied hair, not necessarily a ponytail, it's like she's in a hurry and don't talk to me kind of thing. If she has her hair down, it's like I don't care what's going on anymore. It's like do whatever the heck you want. I am gonna ignore everything. So my idea for this character is she doesn't really show her emotions very well, but her hair, depending on how she styles her hair, that's basically how she shows her emotions. At least that's what my notes say, and I still agree to that. I still agree with that to a degree. If I were to put this as a visual novel character, she would actually probably be the protagonist. I feel like she would be the protagonist, not a person you interact with, but the actual protagonist. I don't know why. She would not be in an RPG for sure. If she was in an RPG, she'd be like some sort of NPC. But yeah, let's see. Work-minded, tends to be oblivious to love because it fit. Work-minded tends to be oblivious to love because of it. There we go. That's one of my notes. Closet romantic otaku. Of course, they need their outlet, right? They need an outlet, so they'd be reading all the romance novels, all the shoujo novels, even some other stuff. That's what my notes are. Cup size, question mark. Even though I say question mark on that, I am gonna say she is pretty small. Maybe not AA small, but pretty small. Yeah, it's almost non-existent. Almost. But you know what? It's fine that way. It is fine that way. She is fine just the way she is. See, I did give her a name before. But I feel like I should change the name just because I don't think it's relevant anymore. And she needs to be her own person. She needs to be her own person. We got a little time. Let's see if I can actually try to draw someone else. You know what? Just for you, Doc. Just for you. I am gonna see about drawing Makoto. Now this is gonna be terrible, but we're gonna try our best. Let's see, I need to download this first. Download this first before we can actually. No. There we go. And it's gonna be just a sketch, though. It's gonna be just a sketch. Because we don't have much time. And it takes me forever to draw it. So let's see about... Let's see, which one is this? It's the... reference is over here. Let me bring that. Change the reference. Where is it? Where is it? Ah, here we go. All right, here is our reference. We're just gonna do this much. Any more than that is gonna be way too much for me. Just for you though, we will do this. We will do Makoto. I should do this on a separate file. All right, I'm gonna improve on that on my drawing another time. I said OCs on the thumbnail, but I only drew one OC and realized how terrible I am. So we will do one fan art. I say fan art, but I'm just pretty much redrawing this as I see it. Could try making it chibi though. At least that wouldn't be as bad. So if it's a chibi, it's probably going to be something like this. No, if it's a chibi, I would be drawing the entire thing, right? I have very high standards, Doc. I have very, very high standards. I realize there is some improvement, but I have very high standards for myself, which is part of the issue. I'll be honest. That is part of the issue. Yes, I realize everyone grows and learns at a different rate, but I have to at least make it look decent for myself. If I can't stand looking at it, and then like if oh, I could do it that way. Hold on. Since I just finished Omori, I'm gonna try to do Makoto Omori style. I have confidence in doing that at least. Let's see. I have confidence in doing that. I just need to get references. Let's see. All right. I think we can. Now that I think about it, though, no girl in Omori, even when grown up, has boobs. At least it's not visible. I just realized that. But you know what? That does not matter here. That does not matter here. We will still draw it. Okay, that's good enough. That's good enough. Where is my ref? That's not it. Reference. Let's go with this one. Actually, let's change it. Change the reference. There we go. I think I can use that as a reference. Let's pop this out. Still see it. All right. Let's see, this is the face. There's the hair. Makoto has very, very wild hair. I mean, it fits the wolf aesthetic. Actually, Doc, question. How far are you in Makoto's Bond story? I think I need to make this thinner. There we go. Bond 4? Okay, so you already know what's probably going on if you're that far in. I would draw the other version, but I think this is appropriate for now. Though you realize very quickly that something else is happening when you play the game anyway. Let's see, so here. Okay, use this a little bit. This is like a yeah, so much for drawing OCs. We're doing fan art now. But that's fine. It's fine. Ooh, why does this pencil feel a bit thicker than normal? But yeah, I recommended to get everyone, and I do mean everyone, especially your key units, to Bond 8. But to get to Bond 8, they have to be at least a 3-star. So there's some grind involved for that. And a lot of it's just mainly time gated. Of course, it's time gated. Yeah. The thing is, each character has a different way to get shards. So it's not all in hard mode. It's not all in I should actually make the hair a bit simpler. Oh well, because this is supposed to be a Mori style. The hair should be simpler. It's not all in. Well, each character will have a different way to get their shards. Period. I mean, the fastest way to do that is just to turn in your purple fragments into shards, but that gets expensive really, really quickly. And you really only want to do that for characters you can't farm for. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting it. Because it takes, I think, 600, I want to say 600 total of the purple shards to just max out one person. It's a lot. And you're really only going to be able to do that if you basically whale. Or eventually you are able to spark in the game. So you could also get it from sparking. So you don't have to necessarily whale. You just have to spark whenever that mechanic finally shows up. And they will show it. They will add it eventually. I just don't know how long it takes. Yeah, it's not. It's they will eventually add it, or should. I don't know if Crunchyroll will do it differently from how Cygames does it. One could hope that Cygames is still in control with all the giveaways and stuff like that. And Crunchyroll is just basically their vendor, so to say. I don't know how it works with them. I am cautiously optimistic as far as how that works. Let's see, let's adjust this here a little bit. See, that's one. So that's one of her side locks. The really long side locks. Actually, forget Omori style. It's not even Omori style anymore. But I am gonna still try to make this somewhat Omori-ish. So I just have to make it a little bit more simple. And she does have a collar. Like a little dog collar kind of thing. And I'll be honest, I have never drawn boobs before. This would be a first. Though I can kind of understand why some people would specialize in drawing these. But it's probably not going to be quite as bouncy because style-wise, I just don't see it for this art style anyway. What does a gorget? Let me look that up. What does a gorget? I've heard of that word before. I just don't know what it is. No, there are some characters with an actual gorget, but no, this is more of a collar. It goes it goes with a wolf theme. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's much of a spoiler, but if oh, excuse me. If you were watching the story sequences in the game, then you will notice someone in full armor, kind of like Black Knight in Grand Blue. There is a Black Knight archetype in the game. So we will be getting her. I think she's the first new character we will be getting. I just don't know when. I remember it because she showed up first. Though I don't know if we'll be doing other character rate ups before that happens. So I don't consider that a spoiler. It's just more like, you know, it's going to happen eventually. Just when? When is it going to happen? But if you were to save gems for anyone, I would save it for her because she is a pretty darn good tank, and she is going to be a tank type. I think so. I mean, I don't think I can spoil any character that's gonna come out when you see them in game already. It's just question is when are they gonna come out, right? But she would be the first one to come out. I think the first. I want to say the first limited character is going to be either Meimu or Christina. I don't remember which, but both of them are still good. Both of them are still really good. I don't know what their schedule is for releasing stuff, so that's beyond the scope of what I know. Just know it will happen. The only ones I would be wary to roll on, unless you just really want to roll on, are the seasonal characters. And for seasonal characters, there's really only a very few. Or there's a few that are must-haves. The rest are like, if you want them, sure, why not? Let's see, this is the outline. This one. That's the fuzz. That's the fuzz. Yeah, I want to say. Okay, here's the funny thing. Here's the funny bit though. When the game first came out in Japan, Jita didn't even have a rate up. But we're getting a rate up for Jita right now. So that's different. That part's different. Like literally when the game first came out, Jita was still part of the release, yes. But they did not give her a rate up. She was just there. So I'm surprised they actually gave her a proper rate up. But I would say unless you really, really want Jita, unless you really, 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 really want her, I would save my gems. I would save my gems. Because at the end of the day, Jita is basically a burst character that fills her TP really, really quickly. And it's not until much later on, much later on, when we get a new mechanic in the game that becomes a little bit more useful than that and starts filling everyone else's TP also. But for now, she is a burst character, and I wouldn't say she's a very strong burst character either. It is there though. It is there. But I would only really get her if you just want Jita. Otherwise, just wait for her. I wouldn't wail for her. There are other units that are higher priority if you want that you probably may want to consider getting points, saving gems for progression's sake. Not necessarily because they're OP or anything, but because they just really work well right now. And they still work well later. And of course you have the multitude of support characters that you can use. Okay, let's take this outline out. No, we're not applying transformation. Hold on. see, let's make this a little bit bigger. Here we go, just as intended. I think there's a little, yeah, there's a little strap thing here also. Yeah, as far as the game is concerned, I like it just as a time killer. My go-to mobile game though right now I would still have to say is Girls Frontline. I like hearing the gunshots. I like how the game handles. There's definitely some improvements that it could use. There we go. But overall, it's just easy. It's just easier for me to deal with. All right. Now this is basically my style sketched out for Makoto, and this is as much as I'm gonna do as far as her body is concerned, because anything past this is like, woo, too much. But her eyes are the only thing that's gonna be like Omori style as far as it is concerned, because actually Omori style in general is not is simple. It has a sketch-like quality to it, which is probably what what's going to happen here. However, the eyes are very simple, though I don't know how I'm going to deal with those eyelashes. And let's just make it the same. Let's just make it the same. Oh, it's too low. So I am going to add a couple extra lines here at the end because Makoto has two-ish. Two-ish lines. Hey, that doesn't work too bad. So there's 1, 2, there we go. But the eyes themselves are fairly simplistic. Yeah, they're fairly simplistic, so. I can't give, well actually no, I can probably if I lower this down a little bit. Okay, at least she doesn't look quite as dead to the world as she would normally look. Hold on, I need to make that darker. There we go. My trusty music, stop. What, don't stop. My trusty brush that I like. just looks weird this way. It just looks weird this way. It just looks weird, but okay, it looks less weird with the eyebrows now, but it still looks weird. I did say it would look kind of Omori-ish style. It's just I'm very limited on what I could do regarding that. She doesn't have the quite as a wild look as she would have normally in game, but I'm let's just give it a pass for now. Let's just give it a pass for now. All right. Oh, I forgot her ears. Crap, I forgot the ears. All right, let's do the ears really quick. Hold on. I'm gonna shrink this then. Oh, that's too thick, too thick. You know what? You're probably right, but I also just want to see how what it would look like if I actually drew ears. Let's see that. I probably need to use a thinner. Sure, let's do it this way. And then, oh geez, that does not look like that. No. I don't know what that was, but that was something awful. Okay, that's a little bit better. And then we got little ear tufts here, some shading to make it actually look like ears. Speaking of shading, let's actually add a little bit of shading to the hair. And it looks messy, but this is kind of a Omori-ish style shading. Sort of. So we're gonna go with it. It's like a pencil shading, which it technically is. Despite how simple the game is, though, I like it. It's definitely... It's like when you first play, it's like, oh no, it's an auto battler. How good can this possibly be? And you know what? It's, I mean, it's alright. It's definitely alright. It's not like the best thing in the world. But... it's good enough to where you say, okay, I can probably play this. Probably good enough for that. Okay, so a little bit of definition here, and then it scratches the itch. Right. I was trying to figure out the phrase, but yes, it does scratch the itch. It definitely does. Now, I will say the story is nowhere near as grandiose as Grand Blue, but it's still pretty decent if you actually get into it. All right, and I think that's done. All right, that's Makoto. That's Makoto. I'll probably post this and the other one on Twitter. Let's see, where is the other one? Yeah, I do also. The main reason why I even started the game was so I could read. Started the English version was so I could read the. So I could read the story, but I haven't actually gotten around to that part yet. Alright, so let's save this, and let's also save this. This way. Yeah. All right. Not as planned as. Okay, so didn't actually go as planned with how the stream went. I had 2 original characters on the thumbnail. Only drew one of them, and quickly found out that I need a lot more practice. And I will try to draw on my own time outside streaming. I don't know if I'm going to be doing another art stream again, or at least if I do, it's going to be a while. Or if I do another one of these creative streams, it's probably not going to be drawing. It's probably going to be something else. What that something else is, I don't know yet. Or I might just fill the slot in for ASMR reading or something light. I want Wednesdays to be light and relaxing. Not that every other stream hasn't been relaxing already, but Wednesday in particular, since this is the middle of the week, and I don't think we really need to heavily invest on a heavy game for at least the middle of the week. Like, my ideas for the middle of the week is just so you can chill, take a break from your busy week. It's not like we don't chill already during the weekends whenever those streams come up. But at least the weekends I can reserve for something a little bit heavier. Like Omori was a pretty heavy story. Atelier games are fairly light to begin with, though. It's still fairly story heavy. Those kinds of things. But middle of the week, I don't know. Toho games, maybe some really short retro games, or some really short RPG Maker games, or some really short other things. But just something fairly chill. Doesn't have to be drawing in particular, though. I think that's one of the easiest things to do. But yeah, I'm gonna try to think of something fairly small for next Wednesday. Hopefully it's chill enough. I'll probably try to start it closer to around 6 p.m. Central, just because it feels like it's a better time, at least for the middle of the week. The weekend, start whenever during the weekend. Those are my longer streaming days. As far as as far as Wednesday goes, I would probably want to go like 1 or 2 hours at most. Yeah. The thing is, my stream schedule, I want to keep something in the middle of the week. Wednesday seems ideal. like Wednesday, Tuesday, depending on what goes on, but mainly Wednesdays. And then of course weekend, Friday, Saturday at the very least. And Sundays, I want to keep Sunday as like a flexible day. Like if I feel like streaming a Sunday, let's stream something, either something different from Saturday, or I just rest and work on things I need to work on. The only reason I've been doing artillery games on both Saturday and Sunday for the past couple of months is because I had to clear those out quickly so we can get to Ryza. And then Ryza, I had to like grind that pretty quickly to get ready for Ryza 2, which is coming next week. Supposedly it's coming next week. Supposedly the release date is the 26th. I have not seen the shipment yet in my email, but I have been charged. So, as soon as the shipment is announced for the game, I will post my thumbnail for the game, because we are going to do that all week. It's probably not going to be like it's not probably going to be 5-6 hours because it's a weekday. But yeah, I also kind of want to do an unboxing. I don't know why, but I might do an unboxing because I got the limited edition. Whether or not I actually go through with that idea, we'll see. The thing is, I really just want to get into the game. I really just wanted to get into the game when it happens. But anyway, as far as that's concerned, so Wednesday, something chill, ASMR. Maybe drawing once I get a little bit better, or at least have a clear idea on why I want to draw, other than this. Maybe some kind of development stuff, because I did mention I want to make an RPG Maker game. Now, RPG Maker you can do you can do more than just RPGs with it, but it's gonna be done on RPG Maker because it's easy to work with. That's why. Anyway, those are just some ideas. I'm still playing around with my schedule and figuring out what to do. I do have a couple of things planned for the next times that Wednesdays are free and not Ryza 2, because Ryza 2 is going to be next Wednesday for sure. But after those are done, I'm not quite sure what to do. So I'll figure it out when I get there. Hopefully the seasonal depression will have passed by then and I can actually focus on thinking of what to do. Because good lord, it's been cold and dreary and it's really easy to get caught up in. So drink something warm, get some sunshine if you can. It makes going through the season a lot easier. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Stream didn't go quite as planned, but hopefully you enjoyed it just the same. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Hope you have a good rest of your day wherever you are right now. Where is button? Is all the way over here. Otsukare mina, tsuruka. じゃあね。Ending.